Hi, I'm Dr. Drew, and this is Dr. Drew After Dark. Please be advised that Dr. Drew After Dark may contain sexually oriented content and be unsuitable for young children. Hey, everybody, welcome to Dr. Drew After Dark. Christina P. joins me, of course, as always. Don't forget to give us your voice messages, 818-253-1693, and your emails at drdrewafterdark@gmail.com. Also, you can call in, and we'll try to talk to you here as well. But we got so much to talk about, you and I. I don't know if ever gets any calls.
Goodness.
So, first of all, I'm going to call attention to this thing on my head, which you may have seen the last couple of weeks, and it's a chance for me to talk about cancer awareness.
Oh.
I have a skin cancer up here. It's had some chemo on it, and that's why it's now all burned out. So
does it hurt?
Yes, it does hurt, and that should take care of it. But sun exposure when I was a kid and did not do proper sunscreening. There was not sunscreen back then.
There wasn't sunscreen.
So it's inevitable that I'm going to get at least basal cell cancers. Oh. And so I know what those look like, and I find them myself. And then I go in and go, let's do it. And so I'm in the middle of treatment for one up there. And this is where the sun gets direct exposure. And so there you go.
You know what I love about hanging out with you is that you can just be like, and that's cancer on my head, everybody. Rolling up next on the call. And you're like, it's just it's okay for you.
It's okay. Listen.
Why are you okay with that?
I'm not okay with what it implies, which is that I'm aging. I freaking hate that part. But the cancer part, I will take basal cell and prostate cancer all day long.
Wow.
Compared to all the other shit that can get you.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I am grateful for the mini cancers I get.
Okay.
And just to be clear, basal cell is the most benign, one of the more benign skin cancers, and it's always localized. Squamous can look like a basal cell, and that can be a little more invasive, and that we're worried this might be a squame, in which case you have to start digging at me.
They cut out chunks.
That I won't be happy about. That I will not be happy about. So I'll tell you about that. And of course, melanoma is the black ones that metastasize immediately, and those are devastation. So those are not good. So take your basal cells.
All right, man. I'm going to my dermatologist in a couple weeks. Gonna go get looked over too.
You're kind of fair skinned, so you need to watch it.
Thank you. Fair and beautiful.
Fair and fair skin.
Blonde. Also, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but I've been having the urge to get the coronavirus. I just want it.
Oh yeah.
I want to get it over with.
Yeah, I
Is that
endorse
normal?
that fully. It's not only normal. I think a lot of young, healthy people are feeling that way. I mean, look at the 30,000 people in the streets. You think they really care about when they get coronavirus? And so I think a multiplicity of things are happening. I think, we're sick of avoiding it.
Yes.
So even I'm on the margin in terms of being at real risk. And I've always my whole life gotten blasted by viruses. Like really, I do badly with them.
You got H1N1.
I had H1N1, and I thought I was dying. I really thought I was dying from that thing. That was just horrible.
Were you on a ventilator or anything?
I was not on a ventilator, but I had pneumonia, and I couldn't talk, couldn't watch TV. I was that sick. It was weird.
That's when it's bad.
Yeah.
When you don't even want to watch TV.
I mean, like that was too much work. It was weird.
Yeah.
And I kept calling the infectious disease guy going, am I supposed to be this toxic? This seems like ridiculous. So I'm prone probably. I have metabolic syndrome, right? So it puts you prone to cytokine storms.
I don't even know. I didn't know you had that. And what does that mean?
I am prone to putting my weight here, which is metabolic syndrome. And this is an inflammatory organ that probably just increases insulin resistance, and then insulin oxidizes fats and cholesterol. It puts them in the arteries, and that makes the lining of your arteries kind of inflamed, and that's sort of activating the cytokine system. You keep hearing about clots and arteries and things, and that's involved in the cytokine storm. And we do have ways to interrupt the cytokine storm now.
We do?
We have ways, IL-6 inhibitors, IL-1 inhibitors, that kind of thing, but they're not that great yet. And we will have a CCR5 inhibitor, it's called. Should be data on that probably by the time we air this podcast. And the stuff happening all the time, really good. By the fall, I'm going to predict that we will have lots of really good treatments. In which case, then we should talk about getting the coronavirus. Then we should really think about it.
I mean, I should rephrase that. Do I want it? No. But what I really want is to be done with the anxiety of this.
No, my wife at the beginning, 2 months ago, my wife said, I'm not afraid to die. I'm sick of living like this. I'd rather die, but at least face death, and let's move forward if I can get through this. And she's like you. She's
built like an Eastern Blocker.
She's a Czech peasant.
Yeah, we're shelter dogs. We're a mix.
Cannot be destroyed.
Yeah.
Cannot age. Cannot be destroyed. And it's white trash trailer car, just fully healthy.
Fully immersed in the filth and the muck.
No, she is a specimen, and so it's funny as a. I should talk to Tom about this maybe someday. I'll come YMH.
Please.
But what young men don't know they're attracted to is health and genetics. That's kind of what they're looking for.
Well,
they don't know that. They think they're looking for
tits.
Yeah.
Like my husband.
Or whatever. They think,
big old sloppers.
Right. They think they're looking for whatever, but they're really looking for signs of genetic fittedness.
Right. And
fitness.
Vitality and chutzpah, right? I mean, I'm made to breed. I got the tits and the hips. I should just be in a field with a
just
loaf
dropping
of
babies,
bread.
dropping babies in the cornfield.
Yes. Yeah, that's how I feel. And also, too,
That's how I feel.
this whole virus has put I have such joie de vivre, and I cannot express my life, and it makes me crazy.
I know.
I need to be performing and saying horrible things in public places.
Yes, I need you to do that. We need you to do
I
that.
know, man. So instead, I'm watching weirdos on TikTok.
And then you think
that's
about,
fun.
then you think about taking on the virus.
That's right. And then I get thoughts of that.
Yeah, I don't listen. In the fall, I think it might be quite rational. I think I might even join it. Well, I want to be on the vaccine trials. I want to be a human subject immediately.
I cannot believe
well,
this one.
Well, the Moderna biology is so dialed in. There's no doubt in my mind that's going to work and be safe. No doubt in my mind. It's just as a physician, boom, I'm on for it.
Okay.
And by the time you get to phase 3, you're pretty secure with what you're doing. No, I mean the people making the vaccine are like, we're going to help.
But here's the deal, man. What about the lack of time? Doesn't it take a lot of time to unfold? Don't you need 6 months to a year?
No, it's usually
to
6 weeks, 2 months at the most.
To see side effects.
Oh yeah. Well, but they have ways now of sort of modeling it. There's various ways of looking at your various things that happen that can tell you you're having a normal reaction. But be that as it may, you're right. We have to have large scale, more time to really know for sure. I'll happily take that risk. Happily.
You're chomping at the bit too. Oh my God.
But I was just on the National Institute of Health website yesterday, and I was like, how do I sign up for this thing? I want to be a phase 3 trial. And they have a phase 1 trial for another vaccine. I was like, no,
that's
maybe.
phase 1.
Maybe. I mean,
Do you know Yoshi? Yoshi Obayashi, he's a friend of the show. He's a comedian. He basically does these science trials to get money to go get prostitutes. He's been doing this for years. He hasn't had a normal job. Yeah, to get
prostitutes.
Yeah, so he'll go and do these clinical trials.
He will be the subject.
And he's done it for a decade.
And then he'll go to prostitutes.
And then he'll take his $8,000 or $10,000 that he made doing these trials, and then he'll go. He likes Europe. He prefers like the Eastern European hookers.
So the prostitutes aren't part of the trial.
No,
they're just the celebration for the money provided.
Yeah. So he's in Seattle, I believe, right now, working on one of these vaccines.
A vaccine? Oh yeah, that Seattle's one of those test sites.
Yeah. He's on it. He's doing it. Would you
find out for me how to do this?
Let's text Yoshi. I'll get him on the horn for you right now.
I really want to know how to do this. I won't be visiting Amsterdam immediately following. I don't even want the money. I want to be vaccinated.
You want to do it?
Yeah. I want to be human subject. I want to move this forward, and I want to be not worrying like you. I mean, think about it. For somebody like me, the risk of the virus probably greater than the risk of a vaccine, right?
For you, yeah.
For me, and probably for you too, but I can't say for sure. For me, yes.
What? Probably for me too. Why? I'm 44 on Thursday. I'm in excellent health. I'm a great specimen.
I'm saying both are very low risk for you. Both.
Okay. I'm not gonna die.
And probably similar low risk. And you don't want to get sick if you can avoid it.
I know. I take care of my kids and stuff.
Oh, let's see. Dealer's choice, Christina. What shall we do next? Shall we do?
What do you feel in your heart?
I feel in my heart I want to keep talking.
Let's talk.
I was not, the last time we sat here, I was very upset by the world. I didn't know what to think, what to feel. I was upset.
I know.
I'm still upset, but I'm a little more, I don't know, relieved in some way that I can kind of start making sense of things and start speaking about things. And still upset, but
I still feel upset. I stopped having anxiety, and now I feel sad. So I think that's a new thing for me, to feel the feeling. Since I've stopped overeating compulsively, I've started having things called feelings.
Oh, yes. Novel.
And they pass through you if you allow them.
They do. They wash over you. Feelings are waves that come and go.
Yeah. So in the morning, I journal these feelings. And
You see a therapist?
Of course.
Okay,
every Thursday.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I forgot.
A decade.
I knew that.
Yeah, you
but
do.
But it's weird that you're just now seeing the feelings.
Well, here's the deal.
Does your therapist start? You just go, what are you feeling?
Oh, yeah.
Just start where you're at.
Yes.
What's
yes. But this pandemic, along with the civil rights movement, I think has just thrown me into a triggered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's triggered the crap out of me.
Well, I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
If it's anything like my feeling, is that having been the subject of traumatic parenting myself,
yep.
The feelings of helplessness are just intolerable.
Yes.
And for me, it's manifesting as being unable to understand or see or predict or plan for the future. And that feels powerless and helpless, and that is terribly unpleasant if you've had trauma in your childhood.
Yes, this activates people like us more. When the external world is as chaotic as what can happen in you, you're like, oh no, you know. I was
counting on that.
But I do feel a glimmer of hope because society is reopening, and now I can have dinner out somewhere.
Yes, makes a huge difference. Just to go out to dinner, and
am I crazy?
I have some travel planned coming up.
Tell me about that's exciting.
Well, first of all, I talked to a friend of mine who's a pilot, and he said 0 pilots and flight attendants with COVID. 0.
That's
on a major
pretty
airline.
Interesting.
So I thought, well, that's a good sign.
Yeah, what does that tell you?
It tells me I can fly.
Yeah.
I have to give a talk in Las Vegas, so I guess I'll experience that. And
how do you feel about hotels and their level of cleanliness?
I'm not really worried about. I realized I have dropped my concern about top surfaces.
Yeah, why is that?
I used to literally. I mean, I was down in Orange County in a city that had 40 cases, and I realized I used to I wouldn't touch door handles. I wouldn't touch anything, or I'd have Clorox with me if I touched anything. I have dropped that. And reasonably so. It now looks like that's not, particularly out of doors in the sun, that is not a means of transmission. It just isn't.
It is
Yeah, it's what it is. When you're sitting here giving it to me, that's how it's going to happen.
I can't wait.
When you decide you get it. Makes me want to do some TikToks. It really makes. You said, how do I feel? I want to do some TikToks.
I'm always on the move.
I know it'll make you happy.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. What do we got?
Then you got to do.
Then I got to do what? I'm gonna do RPC.
You're
Don't you worry. Oh. What's going on here?
What is going on? I remember this one. What are
That's
you
a cool
talking
dude.
about,
That is a cool dude.
Yeah, of course.
Hello.
Oh, whoa.
This goes out to a certain person. Lena Dallin. You're awesome. We all love you, baby. Thing is this. What Gemini Bad 123 is doing is illegal. She is harassing and bullying somebody with disabilities and pushing those disabilities to over the edge. If you ever want a witness, get in contact with me, Dragon Queen 45. We've seen this all go down. I will personally either make a verbal statement, written statement, whatever type of statement that needs to be done.
I don't know what's happening.
This is illegal.
Okay, first of all, are you Gemini Rad 123? Is that you? Are you abused? Tom? Are you guys being mean to somebody? Now, that is a perfect image I wanted to comment on.
Yeah.
Were it not for the teeth, I might have not thought he was such a cool dude.
But
the teeth mark him as a cool dude.
As a cool guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that math or that what else could that be besides?
That is it's a sign of mental health issues mostly. so here's the two things. Not necessarily focused on oral hygiene when you're,
fighting demons up here.
But the little thought of side effect I realize I have not mentioned on this show is when you take psychotropic meds, it causes dry mouth, causes xerostomia, and dry mouth just destroys your teeth.
Wow, we learned something new.
See, and I realized I had not mentioned that.
Wow.
And so there we are. And so you can look at that and go, oh, that dude probably had some meds somewhere along the way. And now there's a guy named Dr. Brady I bring on my stream that restores people's mouths for free, where I send him people and stuff.
Wonderful.
And we're starting to see people now that have opiate-related xerostomia, which I had not really thought about because it doesn't necessarily happen. And so people that are getting dependent, not even addicted, just strung up by their doctors, I love that, are ending up with destroyed mouths too.
Isn't that fascinating that teeth can be meth related as well as drug related, medication related?
Meds and meth. Oh my. It's fantastic. It is a good thing.
But teeth are an indicator of your general well-being.
Look at your perfect white. Did you wear braces? Or is that
I had braces, I had headgear, I had retainers, I had surgery.
So it's not all just that magical genetics we were talking about.
No, dude. This was my life's purpose, was getting nice teeth because I did not have good teeth growing up.
Oh.
So it was very important to me.
Oh, they nailed it.
They nailed it. I have veneers in the front. Can't even tell.
Veneers down.
Because I knocked out half of one tooth when I was a kid. A lot of teeth stuff. So, but that's
so
very interesting.
All the teeth stuff growing up, and now a career of examining.
I know,
teeth.
I know, because it says so much about a person.
And I gotta say, the first thing I was watching us. We need to have a talk.
Yeah.
I was watching some of the little clips that we send out of you and I.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it was when you were like drilling into me about how I was losing my mind around poutine, and you kept saying like, is this really what you imagined when you went to medical school and all that training? And you kept going and going and going. And in my mind, I flashed back to the first time I did YMH, and I thought, oh my God, back then, Tom would do that ruthlessly, but you would hang in the background, like kind of like, I can't believe, is this okay? I feel sorry for you. And now you're drilling into my skull with this shit.
Yes.
Yeah, you were a different person when I first did Wyoming. You were apologetic for what you guys were doing to me. We were laughing, but you were apologizing. You felt empathically towards me. Now you're just
because I know now that you can handle it.
I see.
And in the beginning, I had concern for your you know what I mean? We threw you into the lion's den.
You did. I remember. And I was facing down with Tom, and you were sort of back in a chair, like in the corner, like sliding back, a little ashamed of what you were doing and not fully taking responsibility for it. Now you have a fucking sledgehammer, you hit me over the head with it.
Yeah.
Here we are.
How did you figure me out? That's exactly my... Nobody knows that.
I just flashed on it. I went, oh my God, she was so much nicer to me back then. Yeah. So now it's on.
But now I know when you're in the fold and you can handle it, baby bird. And now you're one of us.
I get it.
You're in the club.
Which you did say from the beginning was sort of your intention, was to bring me into the dark side.
Yeah, but slowly. You can't see if I would have revealed
it's
it to you.
boiling a frog. Oh no.
Yeah, boiling. That's why the analogy, you got to do it slowly, and then before you know it, you're boiling. And that's my technique. Tom is direct and too much. No,
it was all over the top from the beginning. I was watching people die on screen as far as I was concerned. That's all I was watching. I was watching people die and patients that needed help. That's all I could see. And I'm like, this is fun. And his response was, yeah, it's the listeners. They send it in. Yeah, it's not us. It's all the viewers. The viewers send this stuff to us. So we would never be so depraved as to seek this stuff out on TikTok or something.
That's true. We only set the tone, and then the listeners matched our tone from the very beginning.
Right. It's since moved on too, evidently.
Well, isn't it fun though now that you're on the dark side of the force?
Well, maybe that explains why I sort of become hypnotized when I'm here. You know, I'm sort of in some other weird state, some weird place. You know, and because time contracts when I'm here, I feel like it's sort of meditative, and
it's
probably
silly.
horrible things are happening. I'm just not aware of it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's all the fun places that we like to go to. Wait, was that an old lady? Will you play that old lady? Can you bring her back?
Yeah.
Are you done with TikToks? Can you stomach
more?
more?
I would like some more. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I didn't...
Look at you trying to pretend like you're back to where you were. Can I stomach more? You've totally desensitized me.
You know why? I have to say, because I have so much respect for you as a person.
You used to. That's true. That's true. That's the other thing I thought. I thought, God, she used to think more of me. She's so much... She was concerned about what they were doing and what they were presenting to me. And now look...
I still have so much respect. Yeah. That's why I'm like, is this what you envisioned your career?
As you repeated. Oh my God.
Is this what you imagined? All right.
Well, being stuck at home these days, you probably don't think much about internet privacy on your home network. Fire up incognito mode in your browser and no one else can see what you're doing, right? Wrong. Even in incognito mode, your online activity can still be traced. Even if you clear your browser history, your internet service provider can still see every single website you've ever visited. That is why when I'm at home, I never go online without using ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN makes sure your internet service provider can't see the sites you visit. Instead, your internet connection is rerouted through ExpressVPN's secure servers. I mean, privacy is important to a lot of people, and so ExpressVPN has you covered. The server at ExpressVPN has an IP address that's shared among thousands of users. That means everything you do is anonymized, and they can't be traced back to you. You're part of a group. ExpressVPN also encrypts 100% of your data with best-in-class encryption, so your information is always protected. Use the internet with confidence from your computer, tablet, or smartphone. ExpressVPN has you covered on every device. Simply tap one button, and that's it. You're protected. ExpressVPN is the fastest, most trusted VPN on the market, rated number 1 by CNET, Wired, The Verge, and countless more. So, protect your online activity today with the VPN that I trust to secure my privacy. Just visit our special link at expressvpn.com/afterdark, and you can get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. Pretty good deal. That is expressvpn.com/afterdark, expressvpn.com/afterdark to learn more. Next up is our friend at Keeps. 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35. And there's things you can do to prevent it. I'm asked to do that for patients all the time. But you used to have to come see somebody like me for the hair loss. Now, thanks to Keeps, you just visit one of their physicians online, get the hair loss medication delivered right to your home. It's easy. Deliver your medication every 3 months so you can say goodbye to the pharmacy checkout lines, the awkward visits, it's always a mess. Not with Keeps. And of course, they offer generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there. You may have tried them before, but you've probably not done so for this price. Prevention is key, right? You don't want to lose your hair and then try to get it back. You want to prevent the hair. You want to keep the hair you got. And Keeps treatments can take up to 4 to 6 months before you see results, so it's important to act fast. The sooner you start using Keeps, the more hair you'll save, right? Do you understand this? That male pattern baldness, once you lose the hair, it's much harder to get it back than with some of the medications we now have to keeps your hair. Find out why Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors, and nearly 100,000 men trust Keeps for their hair loss prevention medication. And the treatments start at just $10 per month, plus for a limited time, you get the first month for free. We have the best deals. All right, now, here's the deal. We have a special offer. If you're ready to take action and prevent your hair loss, go to keeps.com/Dr. Drew, and you'll receive your first month of treatment for free. That is KEEPS, keeps.com/DRDREW. Again, keeps.com/Dr. Drew. Do it now.
Play this old lady. What is she going to fucking say?
I'm bored. I want a boyfriend so I can have somebody to talk to. Oh. And then we can go dancing. No, we can't go dancing. No way.
Oh.
Because of COVID?
Yeah.
Well, you know what, as a male, what strikes me is that yes, that's why women have men around so they can talk to them. And men don't like that.
Right.
They don't like the talking part.
No, I know that. My husband doesn't like it either.
No, you have a talking gene that we don't have. And the good news is
it doesn't not.
No, that males, you have to come to it. You have to see. It's part of my profession, so I kind of
how do you? You seem to be pretty pro women. Like you're very.
I am. I have been always to the point where Adam Carolla thinks I brought on the end of civilization. He blames me for a lot of things because I for many years was saying that big reliance on the right brain connects you so intuitively to things, and your corpus callosum is bigger, so you can be consciously aware of these things. And we need that now in the world, which I think is true.
Right.
But we need male stuff too. It needs to be a balance. And
yes.
But anyway, I'm pro women. I like being around women, and I don't mind talking.
No.
But I know what men are talking about when they say they don't like talking.
What is it? Is it just it's boring? It sounds like meow 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 meow. Like when my mom used to talk to me, that's all I heard.
Sometimes it's here's what we don't like.
Yeah.
Here's what we don't like.
Yeah.
Repetition.
Oh,
okay, we don't like things to repeat. And when you like talking, this is a common interaction between me and my wife. Yes, the first 7 times you brought that point up, I got it each time.
Yeah.
We don't need to do it again. We're good.
Yeah. I love to repeat too. Same.
Guess what? Comes somehow we get right back to that point. Like, got that one. And we understand if you really pay attention to your wife long enough, you understand that coming up with a solution is offensive and disturbing.
Yeah.
And to us, we don't waste our time talking unless we're going to come to a conclusion, a consensus, or a solution.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason for talking, is to build a build a solution.
Got you.
And so to sit and listen, it takes some doing.
Yeah.
We have to really have a discipline in that.
Well, sometimes I like to understand things and I'll work it through. For instance, 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days.
We got to talk about that.
Yeah.
Can we get some clips on that in there?
You're going to fucking die. Well, I want to talk about...
Why am I going to fucking die?
Just because, like, did you watch the Lana story with David, that guy, the Russian mail order bride lady?
That just didn't show up?
Yeah, but then she fucking did.
And then she came to the United States or something and then
Well,
started
like,
talking shit to the real girlfriend?
No, that's a different. That's a different. You're right. That's some
these Russian bitches.
This one, this Lana. So David only speaks to her on the site that he has to pay to speak to her on.
Oh my God, it's so awful.
I know. And then she ditches him 4 times. She never shows up.
Of course.
And then
would you show up to that guy?
for this fucking turd?
I
No.
would forget the turd, just the scariness.
No, look at him. He's such a loser.
Oh, poor guy.
And then
I feel bad.
That's what I'm saying. So then one day I was sitting with Tom and I'm talking about this, and I just wanted to understand the psychology behind the male. Yeah, like he wants the love so much. He wants to believe that this Lana is real.
I have 2 words for you that would help you have some focus on this. The words are strip club. Do you understand?
Yes.
They will sit there. Remember
Yes.
Elaine Boozler's thing about live nude girls?
But no, I don't remember.
She had the best thing. She goes, it was about live nude girls, better than dead nude girls. Live nude. But the guys would sit there like, she's there for me. She loves me. She's there. She's looking at me. She wants me.
Oh, boy.
That's the male psychosis. It's a male psychology. And he'll say, oh yeah, I know she wants the money, but she's look at her. She likes me. She's coming to me.
She's for me.
And that's enough. That's enough to keep certain men going.
Yes, because for 7 years, this woman Lana strung him.
Jesus
7
Christ.
years, Drew.
Well, if you, but there's another thing too. If men have like something gets set in their head when they're on 14, their preferences, and if somebody fits what they like exactly, it's hard for them to break away from it. And if she gives just enough reinforcement, then it's like Skinner pigeons.
Well, that's
it's Skinnerian at that point.
Right. He trains them, right? But here's the thing: is she flakes on him 4 times. Like he goes to the Ukraine.
Nothing more reinforcing than random reinforcement.
Oh, so maybe one time she gives a nugget of she follows through.
So regular reinforcement is not as powerful as random reinforcement.
Why?
It's how biology works. We don't know.
Random reinforcement is more effective because it keeps them on their toes.
It's just more powerful. It's more powerful reinforcement.
Go ahead. Let's follow this thread
go ahead.
in marriage. How will I manipulate my spouse to do more of what I want with this theory? Sexual rewards randomly.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
That will be extremely powerful. Yeah.
Like an impromptu
oh, my God.
encounter.
It'd be mind-blowing for him. They'd be like, what?
And then he'll do what I want.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Oh, okay.
You have to couple it with the behavior you want to. So,
I know.
So when he takes out the garbage, immediately.
Reward.
Yeah.
Good idea. Okay, my birthday's coming on Thursday. So when he gives me the gift I want or does the good thing,
maybe that's the time for a little randomness. Yeah, maybe because he doesn't expect a reinforcement there. I don't know what would be the most powerful in that setting.
This is exciting.
And there's also withdrawing a negative is very powerful too.
Withdrawing, and speak more on this.
Like if you're having something they don't like, and you take that away, or also taking away something they do like.
Okay.
That's very powerful also. So, it's all you have all kinds of opportunities to manipulate here.
Is this how you approach Susan?
No. I don't dare. I know better.
She knows what she's doing with
that shit right away.
Oh, so this is my new lane on TikTok, the elderly. So much of the
women.
Yeah, they're fun. The algorithm doesn't want you to like the elderly because they're not young and fresh and you don't sell things to elderly people.
Oh,
but
I see.
I find them amusing. And it's cute. Cute little.
How's Linda? You ever see Linda? What? How hell is Linda?
Nightmare, right?
That's my office every day.
No! Really?
Oh, sure. And older folks refuse to wear their hearing aids, which is one of the most frustrating things on earth.
Why wouldn't you?
I know.
Why wouldn't you wear it?
I know.
Why don't they wear it?
I don't get it. I've not lived with somebody who, I think I'd have to live with somebody to understand why they don't. They just, at first it's because I mean, I'm old, I don't want to do it. I get that. But later it becomes like, and they'll always throw vague, it stopped working, or it's too much background noise, it's uncomfortable, and get it adjusted. No.
So what's the worst thing about being that old, in your opinion? I mean, what's the ailment?
Not dying.
Not dying.
No, the worst thing about being that old.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I mean, obviously, like.
Well, the worst thing would be cognitive decline.
That to me would be torture.
I mean, Bill Gates is obsessed with that.
Yeah.
He's worried he's going to lose his cognition, and it worries me too.
Yeah.
And what gets you is you're aware of the. I had a lot of horsepower when I was in my 20s and 30s that I just
horsepower,
intellectual horsepower.
Fuck,
I have some the same, but it's not the same.
You're a bright guy.
It's not the same.
Bright. You're still brighter than everybody here.
But it was ridiculous. It was like the first thing I noticed is I could do 4 things at once. Now I can do one thing at once.
Yeah.
I used to be able to be worrying about something over here, writing something over here, and doing something over here. No problem.
It's
now
amazing.
It's pick your poison.
Yeah.
Or you'll get lost. So that's called working memory. Working memory is the first thing to go as you age.
Meaning short term and
no, like working.
What does that mean?
Holding something in mind.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
I think I already have that gone. Yeah. Too many
that's
things.
The drugs.
This one's a neat one. I've been following this chick. Tell me if you can tell me what's going on here.
Okay, let me see.
Something's up.
So I was chilling with the blue avians today, and they told me, remind the humans that we're here. The blue avians are around a 9th to 11th dimensional light being, and they're here to help us heal the body. They are master healers. They're easier for me to connect with. I freaking love the blue avians, dude. We're homies. You're homies with them too. They want me to remind you that they are here to help you heal your body, whether it's a belief system or if it's a physical pain. Call the blue avians in if you need help healing a belief system out of you or healing anything physical.
Okay.
Yeah. What's going on?
Blue avians. Got this fucked up thing in my head. Blue avians heal it.
And? Did it work?
No. She's full of shit.
Oh, yeah. But
is she LARPing?
What's that?
Is that a LARPer? Somebody out there help me?
No, live action role playing? No.
Ew.
It's that's something that nerds do.
Nerds.
Cool.
I don't
LARPing.
I don't think she's a nerd. I think she's into higher beings that help her cure her head.
She's
psychotic.
She thinks these are aliens.
No, I know what she thinks, but there's a LARPing quality here. There's a little LARPing in the background. And if she's not also a LARPer, I'll be surprised. But
Remember, when you call them in, you have to ask them what you want to be healed.
I told them, and they didn't do it. I told them exactly what to do. Heal the scab on my forehead.
They're not just going to pick around in you and look for stuff. You have to tell them what it is. We're in control.
I like the way she's in front of us.
We are in control of all of it.
Yeah, but I do like the sunshine in the background. Like, it's kind of positive energies. You know?
Yeah.
I do feel positively towards her.
I do too.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah.
I do think she's bad shit. Is it voices she's hearing?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. I really would. I'd love to thump on her a little bit. I think it's what you call sort of a loose connection to reality. You know what I mean? Like she's like loosely bound.
Yeah. And is that a medical brain problem?
Oh yeah, something.
Excited, dude. They're so excited. Be specific on what you need help healing.
But to be fair, I mean, it's there's people that have all kinds of spiritual dimensions and things that are not insane.
Right.
And they're always women.
Right.
Well, that's that part of the brain that is so holistic and whatever. And so I'll happily listen to everybody.
Yeah. It's interesting. Hey, if it works for her.
Exactly
but I do think
right.
it's mental issues.
Exactly right. Oh, I'm looking at phone calls. Ooh,
what you got there?
This may be for Josh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this could be good.
Did you see him in the full tit cups? He did the machine. We gave him
I
the
saw you
machine.
applying them.
It was unreal. They're so painful that the suction is very powerful.
Did he hurt
on these.
himself?
I don't think so.
He looked a little quiet. He's sort of subdued.
A little sad.
Okay, this is Bill. Hi, Bill.
Hey, what's up, mommies?
Hi,
What's
Jeans.
going on, Jeans?
Not much. So I recently quit drinking, just alcohol. I still smoke weed and stuff, but before I quit drinking, I was kind of like Potter in the sense that once I had a few drinks, there isn't anything in the world that could get me to come. Not even myself half the time.
Right. There's a very clinical Latin term for that. It's called whiskey dick.
No, it's the opposite though.
Yeah,
now that I quit drinking,
I know.
I'm
It's
getting-
when
it's
the
like
whiskey
worse.
has to be consumed for it to happen, right? That's why they call it that. But yes, alcohol it depresses all sorts of functions in your body. Yes, not a surprise.
Right. No, but and now that I've quit drinking alcohol for like 70, 80 days, it's more of an issue. When I was drinking, it was not a problem. I was like Potter in the sense like I could, get it up, I could fuck, but I couldn't come.
And now what's happening?
But it's like it's switched. Like
now what is it?
now I can barely get hard and I come in seconds every time.
Oh, he barely gets hard.
Interesting. So it's a shift. It's
like opposite of whiskey dick.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, it's whiskey adjacent.
Yeah, whiskey adjacent.
Exactly.
But it's
I'm
limp.
wondering if it's the cannabis doing something here. I bet you step that up when you stop the alcohol, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet that's what it is. I bet that's it. And
Okay.
so cut it back and see if you can. You'll still have the what you call premature ejaculation. Still.
Yeah, I mean it's not as. I wouldn't say like premature, but I feel like I have less control over it as
all
well.
right. That's okay. That's like most guys,
It just.
most men. And
Yeah.
why
I
does-
never really thought about the cannabis affecting it, though. That's interesting.
yeah, and it's a shift. The sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, one does the erection, the other does the ejaculation. And so for some reason, one is affecting one system, the alcohol is affecting the other. It's interesting.
Jeez.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
I didn't know. I mean, I dated potheads, and yeah, it definitely affects their sexual desire and their
lowers
everything.
testosterone, raises estrogen levels, changes your sympathetic, parasympathetic tones.
Yeah, you'll
Yep.
grow some titties. You don't want to do that.
That can happen if you're younger, particularly.
Really? I was just joking.
No, that
You
happens.
grow tits on pot?
Yeah. A younger man, particularly, because there's a lot of estrogen being produced by their adrenal glands, and then the pot enhances all that. So the weed, excuse me, I can't call it pot anymore. It's not cool. Griffin, what's up, Griffin?
Hey guys. Hey,
Hi.
Mommy and
Hi,
Drew.
Jeans.
I have a question. So I had taken risperidone in the past for a bipolar medication, and when I was taking it, it raised my prolactin levels 4 times their normal level.
Yep.
I got off of them and it went down, but the side effects of not being able to orgasm and just overall sex drive has never got resolved. Is that ever going to come back, or is that just something that's
It's a really interesting and good question. So prolactin goes up with many psychotropic meds. It can sometimes be
What is that?
It's the pituitary cells that produce prolactin, which give you breast milk.
Right.
And it has other functions as well. But prolactin tumors are very, very, very common. And sometimes when you're super sensitive to prolactin escalation from psychotropic medications, it's a sign that there might be a microtumor there. So you might want to get an MRI. That's one thing. And the high prolactin can continue to affect your sexual functioning. I'm betting it's other medication more likely than anything. And if, as far as the risperidone goes, just from that, if it were the only medicine you were taking, that will come back. That will come back with time. But I would check about the prolactin issue. And by the way, check your thyroid also, because it's another sign. A lot of psychiatrists aren't thinking like doctors many times. And so when you get a prolactin elevation on psychotropic meds, rule out pituitary tumor, rule out thyroid disease. Let's see. I'm going to do one more here before we go back to some videos, because I'm having fun with the videos. Cole, what's up there, Cole?
Hi, Dr. Drew and Mama Tina.
Hi, Jeans.
So I had a question about masturbating today.
course. You've come to the right place.
Is he masturbating
when
right now?
I'm shortly after I could actually ejaculate, I realized that was kind of a mess maker, a little bit of a problem. And ever since, when I feel it come, I pinch the tip and take it wherever it needs to go.
You mean you take it over to a potted plant and then release it, or you mean you make it go back up inside?
No, just release it wherever else.
All right.
You know,
it's not a great move, right? It can affect some of the valvular function, let's say, upstream a little bit, and it can cause urethral irritation. It can cause retrograde ejaculation, which, should that develop, can cause some more trouble for you when it comes time for fertility. But I mean, it's not horrible, and plenty of guys do that kind of thing, but it's not the greatest move.
They pinch the tip so that it doesn't come out.
Right.
And when he's saying that he pinches it and then it stores it kind of, and then he can leak it out somewhere else. Gotcha.
Wow,
I didn't even know you could do something like that,
Some
man.
guys can't. Too much. But I realize we got to talk to Katie real quick. We need a young lady.
Oh, please.
So Katie, go ahead.
Are you masturbating, Katie, like everyone else?
Well, funny you should ask.
Oh, cool. Hi, Katie.
So here we go.
Hello.
Hi, Jeans. Tell us about your masturbation.
Hi, mommies. So it's been a household conversation where squirt comes from, because almost every time my boyfriend and I have sex, I squirt, and I've also done it while masturbating. And we've tried to look up where it comes from, and a lot of the places say that it's part pee, but your bladder isn't connected to your vagina. So I'm just wondering if you guys have any clue where it would come from.
So there is two major categories of squirt. One is called female orgasmic incontinence, which is bladder. The other is actual fluid emitted from the periurethral gland, which are cells that are exactly identical to the prostate. And the prostate in the male is what produces semen. And so some women have a lot of that material there, that glandular material, and they can produce a semen-like product.
Jeez.
So obviously the female orgasmic incontinent is a thinner thing than the Skene's glands, periurethral gland material, which is thicker. And not everyone can do either. One of the ways to check to see if it's urine is you can really, really evacuate your bladder before you have sex and see if you're able to squirt.
Yes.
Or take some.
That's what I do.
Or take some vitamins, an hour or two before, and see if any of it's colored like urine, like
take
vitamin
the
colored.
sniff test too, right?
But my bet is that you're the real deal, which is the periurethral gland material. So,
congratulations,
Katie.
That's
well done.
great.
And men particularly like that. Men particularly like that because they like seeing evidence of their work.
Yeah.
I need to build that bridge, and then I need to see the bridge.
Well, that's very exciting too, that there's been studies done on squirt and piss and where the squirt or the piss comes from. And
you will hear lots of confusion and controversy about it. But I've been discussing the topic for many years on the radio. And so I've looked into it pretty carefully, and I will tell you that that's the major.
Okay.
I mean, I think most of the stuff that you would see in pornography, sort of squirting on demand, is probably urine.
It looks like piss.
Yeah.
It's very aggressive.
Yeah.
Does yours shoot out like that aggressively, or it leaks out?
No, I would say it just kind of flows.
Yeah, that would be more.
But it's definitely more with penetration rather than.
Yeah.
Also, squirters generally are a little more towards the able to have an orgasm with intercourse. That's not all women are able to do that, but if you're squirting, you're sort of in that direction, right?
Yes, and I can orgasm more than once, so that's awesome too.
Lies. Liar.
Well,
no, just kidding.
We had we had what's her name?
I know.
On here.
You were saying that women do get upset when they hear it.
Very upset. Nadav, back me up on this. When
Kelsey
came in and talked about this, and I had to bring her back because people were like, "No way, she's lying." My wife, I'm sure, right? Yeah. And I'm like, "No, there's some women that are stealing the orgasms from all y'all."
All hater. Yeah, we're haters.
And it's funny when women, occasionally I'll get women will just go, they just haven't figured it out yet. I'm like, you have multiple orgasms because it's so easy for you, and
Yeah.
for someone it's more difficult. And it's just this one makes men rather crazy, by the way, all these differences.
There you go. Enjoy your squirting and your multiple orgasms. It's very exciting.
Thank you. Thank you,
So
Christina.
lucky. Gosh. I wish I could squirt. Now I want to squirt. I
Say
didn't
something
know.
nice to her so she doesn't feel ostracized by other
I'm
females.
sorry. I thought that was nice.
No,
I-
you're getting there. I mean, you're.
I'm proud of you.
Yes,
and
there we go.
Good job
Yes.
on the squirting and the orgasms and stuff, and enjoy that shit, you know?
That's right. You
Yeah.
have a certain physiology, that
Yeah.
a certain biology allows you to do all these different things, and
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah. Good job. Good job.
Awesome. Well,
Bye,
thank
Katie.
you guys.
Yeah,
You
thank
bet.
you.
And it's
Sorry.
not like one is better than the other, by the way.
Squirting
I mean,
one way
whatever.
or
It's just
not.
and men get so screwed up on this too. They just
What? The squirting?
the fact that men are like a hamster in a wheel and women are like the flight deck of a 747.
Yeah.
And each plane is different.
Yeah.
And men think they have figured it all out, and the next one is like, what are you up to? What are you doing there?
Guys are very predictable. Like, you guys are
Yeah.
the same thing every time and day, and
Yeah.
we're like, I don't know, I'm just not feeling
Oh, and you're
that.
different. Yeah, and you change day to day and stuff too. That's
Yeah.
even harder for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we as maturity, you start to learn that each one is completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different, which is kind of weird.
You guys are kind of Aspergery then, right? Like, men are kind of like, I like it the same. I go, what was Rain Man? What did he?
Yeah, no, it's worse than that. It's way worse than that. It's
yeah.
It's
It's worse than that.
Yeah,
Rain
it's
Man.
much narrower.
Yeah.
much. We are. Yet think more in terms of mechanical objects or something. It's
Yeah.
just we're like a button. We're just
Yeah.
press the button, please press button. and women are literally operating an aircraft,
Yeah.
aircraft carrier.
But do you derive much comfort from pushing the button? Da, 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 I do this, I do that, right? Like, it brings comfort and the schedule and the repetition.
Yeah. But more importantly, we experience love that way. It's this biology that God gave us since we were 13 as some kind of massive joke on men. Yeah. I mean, think about that. And we're like, we want you to help us with this. You're the one we brought us into our life to help us manage this for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
And you're managing this now with me. And
Jesus.
it's a burden, man.
Pressure, I know.
Yeah, it's awful. And next up is our friend at Candid Co. And we're all spending a lot of more time at home. And to be honest, we don't want to waste that time, do we? There are goals, a lot of future goals have been thrown out the window. But I've decided to do something myself, and that's I've been working with these straighteners, right? And with Candid Clear Aligners, it's easy. You could do this too. If you're anything like me, if you have I have OCD, so I look at all the different things, and I started thinking about things we can do, and it really is easy with the new aligners. I recommend you check out Candid. Beyond delivering the clear aligners right to your door, Candid treatment includes remote monitoring by the orthodontist throughout your treatment. This means you get the same treatment oversight you'd get by seeing the orthodontist in person without having to actually get all the cost and actually go into an office, that sort of thing. Now, unlike braces, Candid clear aligners are comfortable, removable, and invisible. I wear a clear aligner. I don't have them in right now, but you've seen me bring them in, bring them out. I wear them all day long, and nobody seems to notice it. And you have kind of, when you move from one to the next, sometimes you have a day of discomfort, but it's not painful at all. And it goes away almost immediately. Unlike other companies, Candid only works with orthodontists, never general dentists. That means your treatment will be designed by an expert in tooth movement. And that's an important piece of this too. While other clear aligner options you may never hear from a doctor at all as you go through treatment, with Candid, not only will your treatment be designed by an experienced orthodontist, you'll also get remote monitoring by that same orthodontist throughout. So you'll never have to wonder how everything's going because the orthodontist will be able to keep an eye on you and tell you. So if you're ready to take the first step towards straighter teeth, it's a no-brainer. It's an easy thing. You'll be much happier when you do it. If you've been thinking about it, now's the time. And for a limited time, you can get started with $75 off by using code Dr. Drew at candidco.com/DRDREW. That is CANDIDCO, candidco.com/Dr. Drew, code Dr. Drew for $75 off. Again, that's candidco.com/DRDREW, code DRDREW. Of course, we're all aware there's a lot of economic uncertainty, and we're looking for ways to save money, right? How much are you spending every month on car insurance or homeowners insurance? Well, now is the time to check out Gabby and see about getting a lower rate for the exact same coverage you already have. Yes, Gabby takes the pain out of shopping for insurance by giving you an apples-to-apples comparison of your current coverage with 40 of the top insurance providers. Progressive, Nationwide, Travelers, all of them. In just 2 minutes, you'll be able to see quotes for the exact same coverage you currently have. With Gabby, it is so easy. You just log in with your current insurance provider information, you get a series of quotes, and it's quick, it's easy, and you will save money. Gabby customers save, on average, $825 per year. Again, $825 per year on average. And if they can't find you savings, they'll let you know so you can relax knowing you have the best rate out there, right? They're giving the same insurance at a better rate. And if you've already got the best rate, they'll let you know. They never sell your info, so no annoying spam or robocalls. It is completely free to check your rate, and there's no obligation. It takes literally 2 minutes right now to see how much you can save on your car and homeowners insurance. Go to Gabi.com, Gabi.com/Dr. Drew. Again, Gabi.com/DRDREW, Gabi.com/Dr. Drew. Why don't you just do it right now? There's no reason not to. See what you can save.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of burdens, how should we do this? Should we do the sex ed video?
Oh my God, please. You've got to see this.
We'll save RPC for next week.
Yeah, because you're going to need a lot of time with RPC.
Yeah.
It's not like a quick.
Oh, well, it never is with him.
That's what I mean.
By the way, the cool dude, the cool guy with no teeth and sunglasses, I had an impulse to go find him. And
wow.
and
you want to know
what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
So
really
I'll tell you
wanna
when that happens. Now, what are we looking at here? Is this still back to Scott Baio?
Is this Baio or this is the other one?
So this isn't
Catholic.
Scott Baio. Yeah, this is just old school sex ed classes.
This is how I got sex ed in
Now,
school.
is this like video material that ended up on YouTube that came from a classroom course or what?
It's like, to me, this is what Catholic school sex ed is.
But what I'm wondering
is,
did it ever end up on TV next to Davy and Goliath or something? You know what I mean?
To me, this seems like an internal video.
Okay.
For Catholics.
Like priests put this together.
Like a nun. You'll see. It's actually a nun talking to you.
Yeah, boy.
So this is the newlywed couple here. And they're showing their...
Slow down. Stop. I like that she has an Irish brogue. That's too funny.
And I was taught by Irish nuns. I went to an all-girls Catholic school taught by Irish nuns.
Oh, my God.
This is literally what I had.
Does she have a bottle of whiskey by her side, too? This is too funny.
It's great.
So this is the newlywed couple here. And they're showing their love for each other.
And nothing against Irish, by the way, too. I have deep admiration for everything Irish, frankly.
Lovemaking. Lovemaking just means making each other feel loved. How do you make a person feel loved? Well, you give them kisses and hugs and you hold them close. But between a man and a woman, it's a bit different.
Oh, sister, what are you talking about?
That they're beautiful and everything like that. They tell each other
what does she look like?
They're beautiful
She's
and
sweet.
everything like that. And they also have a bit of a laugh because they are the best of friends. And then something happens. In a very short time,
then the devil steps in.
So close, the man feels his penis becoming erect. That's straight, hard.
So hold on a second.
And
And
the
the woman
sperm
feels
coming down
nothing?
into it.
Women has no feelings?
Of course not.
Okay,
The
right.
Catholic.
It's a nun.
Now, while the sperm is coming into the man's penis, the woman's body is getting ready to receive the sperm.
Hang on a second. I like her vision of the fucking.
Well-
there's it's like Woody Allen in Love and Death. There's everything you want to know about sex.
Yes.
Where they're
The men
sperms
are-
piling into the tube. Like, what is she talking about?
Well, I think her thinking is that when a man's penis becomes erect, it becomes full of sperm. That's what I understand
Yes, I
her
think she's
biology
right.
lesson to be, and that is incorrect, right? Because we know that
it's disturbing.
it fills up with urine.
Yeah,
and
urine.
blood.
That's right.
And then blood comes out of a man's penis.
That's right.
While the sperm is coming into the man's penis,
Oh, God.
the woman's body is
wrong.
getting ready
Okay, so
to
there she
receive
is.
the sperm.
Mm.
It's amazing, how God made it. Because while they're making love and being happy together, the woman feels her vagina becoming kind of slippery inside so that the penis can easily slip in.
So
and
hold on a
out.
second. This is so much more disturbing than just discussing the real thing.
I know, right?
And by the way, if this were an SNL skit, no, they would go too far.
Yeah, nobody talks
Pull
like
it back
this.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, keep
So
going.
he slips his penis into her vagina,
I
gives
see.
her the sperm, then
Boop.
she has the sperm. Then the penis slips out, and that's all.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
Boom.
It's a slippery process.
Yeah, and then you watch Netflix and chill.
Nobody
And that's-
experiences anything other than the
Biology.
okay.
And that's called sexual intercourse.
I see.
Some people call it having sex. So the man passes the sperm to the woman, and now his sperm is in her.
Why does he need the penis for that? Why don't we talk like football narratives? Passing.
Maybe you're wondering if a mistake could be made and a man could pass water instead of semen and sperm.
God.
That's the
and having
question.
sexual intercourse. But that can't happen.
Oh.
Because
God didn't
there's
set
a
up that
valve which closes to stop the urine coming.
Now, to her point, it has happened
That you
very
can
occasionally, usually medication will do that.
But do you think that that's everyone? Like, imagine this is the first time you're hearing
that
this
would not be
lesson.
the first thing males are
right?
thinking
Like,
about.
that's not what
No.
you're asking. Like,
No.
is it not pee-pee coming? That's not my first question.
What would your first question be?
Like, I think I would be like, okay, wait a minute. His penis was sperm, and then he leaves it in her, and then what happens after?
Yeah,
she's just
hurt
like,
her?
that's it. And then the sperm's in the lady, and like, well, does it become a baby? How does that process? Like, what's the utility?
Did you have to have this talk with a nun?
Yeah, I had a nun.
Like this?
No, this was more descriptive than what we were given.
Oh my God! And did you
Yeah.
ask questions?
Tons.
Oh,
when
what'd you ask?
it's 10th grade when we got sex ed. It was too late. We were all fucking by then anyways.
Yeah.
But they told us that blue balls is when a man gets cold, his testicles turn blue. I swear to God, that's what the nun taught us. And then it was 5 things to do instead of having intercourse when you feel sexually aroused.
Oh, they are actually allowed for sexual arousal in your
Yes.
group?
Yes. We were allowed to pray away the feelings.
Of course.
You were allowed to exercise. You were allowed to take a cold shower. You were allowed to go to sleep and hope for a nocturnal emission or a
that's
dream.
interesting. That's very, very liberal of them.
Yeah. And then the
actually,
last
the fact
one.
women having an orgasm. Imagine that. That seems to be not included in this.
No. And the last option, if you absolutely have done all these things and it hasn't worked, then you can masturbate. But you had to have done steps 1 through 4 before you could go to number 5.
They allow
Do you see how I retain that?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but
And
nobody
you're
listened.
15.
Yeah, too late.
And did you guys leave the classroom and just go, oh, we're fucking going?
Yeah, we were like, and first of all, a nun has never had sex. So theoretically, they've never been.
Now, does none have to be a virgin, or can they, because they're just assigning themselves to God?
Right. So theoretically, you want to join as a physical virgin.
That'd
I'm
be
sure
the
most
best
people don't.
case.
Yeah.
Okay.
They join young. Some of these broads are, 19, 20.
Ooh-wee.
Wait, where's Scott Baio? Can we?
You guys watched that last one?
Oh, you saw it already?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. That's right. Sorry.
But
That
we
was-
do have another sex ed video that I think is even slightly more aggressive than this one.
Aggressive.
I'm scared and dumb.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, this one's good. This is from the 90s.
It just freaks me out when I see these poor kids being exposed.
Yeah,
to all
this was
stuff.
my sex
Ugh.
ed too. Go ahead.
It could slip off or break.
Okay.
The penis?
It's kind of like you can think of it in terms of Russian roulette. What is it, 1 in
Condom.
6 that you're going to die? When you use a condom, it's like you're playing Russian roulette. There is less chance that when you pull the trigger, you're going to get a bullet in your head. But who wants to play Russian roulette with a condom?
Now, hold on, stop. Guilty. We used to say shit like that in the
Yeah.
AIDS education
Yes,
days.
this is my sex ed. This is what I'm telling you.
We used to say stuff like that, and it was somewhat at the behest of Dr. Anthony Fauci at the time, who was telling us to get out there and make sure they change their behavior. 10 million dead, 10 million dead, 10 million dead, he kept saying. And we were very aggressive in how we talked.
Well, that's what Dr. Fauci ruined my college sex life because this is the shit I was told
I know,
going
and
into
listen, and
college.
I've told the same thing by other people that I did the same thing.
So the next time that somebody wants you to go to bed with them, with or without a condom,
Remember this one?
then just picture that you're actually going to bed. It's not just you and him.
Everybody else.
Or you and her.
Yeah.
It's that you're packing along a loaded revolver with you when you go.
Oh, just a revolver. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We used to say just everyone else that a person has ever made out with or whatever.
The infinite regress of every dick and every vag. I mean, talk about the pressure. It was so overwhelming. It was. And do you trust anybody with that stupid haircut to tell you
I was
anything?
just thinking that. The makeup and the haircut was very interesting.
And not only that, when you go to bed with that person, you're not just going to bed with that person. You're going to bed with every other person that person has ever gone to bed with before in their life.
And
so just picture it's as if you're all crawling into one bed together.
Fuck.
Oh, now she's laughing.
She's like, oh shit.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
But why the super red lipstick to go out and have the sex ed? No, hers.
Oh, because she's a whore.
Oh.
She's doing everything she's telling these kids not to do.
Of course.
She's got to be a hypocrite.
Of course.
What if I want to have sex before I get married?
Well, I
Yeah,
guess
what do
you
I
just
do
have to
then?
be prepared to die.
Is that what Dr. Fauci told you to say?
No,
to
we
people?
I didn't go that far.
I guess you got to be prepared to die, Timmy.
Wow,
Boy,
man,
he
that
should-
was the late '80s more than the '90s.
Yeah, but that set me up into the 90s.
Yeah.
Into just when I was becoming a sexual being, that's the message. So upset.
Did not work.
Think about all the D's I could have
going
had.
goth right now.
Yeah. What about gay sex? She didn't even bring up butt
yeah.
sexing.
Well, you weren't allowed to talk about it because that meant that you were emphasizing that the gay population was at higher risk. So you had to be very non-denominational.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the
I know.
charge of the day. Let's get a voicemail in here.
Hey, Dr. Drew. I started the carnivore diet. I've been on it for 1 week after hearing you and Tom talk about it. And in my first week, I lost 8 pounds.
Crazy.
It does seem to have sheared off, where I'm definitely not losing that much anymore, and it's stable. But my question is, I was planning to do this for a month. How do you transition off it, and can you go into detail on what your diet looks like after that initial 30 days of the carnivore diet? Thanks so much. Love the show.
Great. So I did the carnivore really just because I am simple when it comes to a diet. I can't have I can't be thinking about anything. I just got to keep it simple. So I did carnivore just because it was the simple way to do keto. And I would just literally, I would do eggs with a little bit of steak in the morning. I would do bacon, a little bit of eggs in the midday, and I would do a steak at night or some sort of hamburger or something. And a lot of coffee with heavy cream. You're allowed to do that, but you have to. I will overeat. That's my problem. And you can overdo protein, and there's a mechanism in your biology that will turn protein to sugar, you know, if you eat too much of it. So you want to make sure you're not overloading your system with protein. That's the key thing. And same thing with things like the heavy cream. That's a good source of calorie. You got to be careful about that. I was using that like dessert for a while.
How are your browns on this diet?
Perfect.
How the fuck? How? Are you drinking Metamucil or?
I do use Metamucil, but I've always done that. And that's correct. If you want to get some bulk, take Metamucil.
And there's no greens. You don't.
Well, I do that now. I have lots of greens. I have lots of greens and stuff. Because really, just because I miss them. But I did notice that when I drift away from the simple stuff, it's very easy for me to keep drifting.
I know. I'm the same.
I like last night I had a meal where I was like, that's not going to work for you. But whatever. Let's do another voicemail.
Hi, Mommy Drew. This is Katie.
Katie.
I'm calling because my boyfriend told
Is this
me he
squirting,
gets
Katie?
an erection anytime he tries to make brown. He asked his friends if this happens to them, and they all said no. We
What?
want to make sure he doesn't have any neuropathy issues. So could you please tell us why this happens to him? Thanks, Jean.
I did not understand.
Is it that he gets an erection as he's making browns? Is that what
I
it
didn't
is,
get
Native?
Here, let's listen to it again.
Yeah.
Hi, Mommy Drew. This is Katie. I'm calling because my boyfriend told me he gets an erection anytime he tries to make brown. He asked his friends if this happens to them, and they all said no. We want to make sure he doesn't have any neuropathy issues. So could you please tell us why this happens to him? Thanks, Jean.
He asked his sons? Is that what she said?
I blacked out after.
His friends. Asked his friends.
His friends.
Yeah, no,
None of his friends get boners.
Not an uncommon thing. It's sort of, it's for a couple of reasons. I mean, anything that limits lymphatic drainage and venous drainage in the region can make you more towards erection. And then the pressure on the prostate also, for some guys, can be very stimulating. So just the brown going by the prostate is an issue there.
What about men who want to get blowjobs as they're giving browns? Have you heard of this?
I'm laughing at the look of disgust on your face.
Well,
what won't men ask for? What men
monster?
I know.
What monster demands this?
I believe it has a name.
Blumpkins.
Yes. Come on. And I don't understand that. Except men do ask for things that degrade women.
Oh, what's that about? I hate my mommy stuff.
I don't know. It's just
I'll
more
show
arousing
you.
for them, I think.
Yeah.
Like a little more intense.
Well, that makes
And
sense.
it's like, you really love me then. It's like, you'll do this for me. It's like Christina's like, I do not love no one that much.
What if you asked Susan, you're like, I really need this. Do you think she would oblige at this point in the marriage? Or like you really need it?
Let me think about it. No. Absolutely zero probability of a positive response on that.
Good girl. Okay.
In fact, it would be literally the same. First, the look of disgust that I just saw on your face. Secondly, it would be horror and what's the matter with you. And when, there's a lot of then righteous indignation would set in. So, one more. Give me one more.
Hi, Drew. It's Tony. I had a medical question about alcohol and breathing. Every time I drink alcohol, usually just a few glasses at night, I start to have shortness of breath, and I feel like I don't get enough air when I breathe.
Oh,
I am currently drunk now. Also, of POTS, the heart problem, if that's related at all, and if I should talk to my cardiologist about it.
Any shortness of breath or chest pain, get a cardiopulmonary evaluation before you do anything else. And the fact that you already have a cardiologist makes me especially concerned. And alcohol is damaging to heart muscle. You can get an alcoholic cardiomyopathy, which is pretty common. I'm not sure that's what it is. It could be lots of other shifts in terms of fluids and your liver and your acid-base status, depending how much you're drinking. And people get something called paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea, which is you wake up gasping in the middle of the night. And sometimes that's alcohol suppressing your respiration. Sometimes that's sleep apnea related to the, because your fat tends to go here if you're drinking a lot. So a lot of complex stuff going on that needs to be evaluated by an internal medicine doctor, and then do talk to your cardiologist. Yes.
My favorite part of that call was that he felt the need to tell you he was drunk in the moment.
I know. I like that.
Why? I'm also drunk right now.
He would have felt guilty if he hadn't let us know.
Disclose it.
And by the way, he knew he sounded a little screwy. He wanted to give us an explanation for why he sounded that way. So
I'm drunk right now, Dr. Drew.
Well,
do you get that a lot?
Yes, I do. People do tell me, strangely. Especially with alcohol. They usually won't say I'm high on heroin right now. But they will let me know about alcohol.
I'm fucking ripped.
Weed too. Weed and alcohol they'll let you know about. But heroin, Xanax, all the rest
they don't tell you. They lie about those drugs.
Yeah, right.
Why
Weird,
do they conceal?
Right? Those are the guys that don't want you to know what's going on. All right, Jeans, that does it.
All right, Mommy.
You will have to come back for another fine episode to watch us talk about RPC and his OnlyFans site.
Buckle up.
Yeah, man.
You're not ready for what you're about to see.
No.
You think you know RPC? You think you've seen it all? Wait until you see.
Is it going to bring me to the poutine zone or?
Better. It's better. It's going to uplift you and make you feel like you're part of humanity. It's
watching RPC have a climax. That one video was a little too much for me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm imagining this one's going to be extra super bad.
Super bad.
So you have to tune in next week for that. Until then, we'll see you then.
Bye.
All conversations and information exchanged during participation in the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast or interaction on the drdrew.com website is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with treatment or physician medical advice or direction per se. You must always follow your medical professional's advice and direction. Nothing on these podcasts or posted on this site supplements or supersedes the relationship and direction of your medical caretakers. Please understand, I am not playing the role of physician in this environment per se. I'm educating. I am a licensed physician with specialty boards in American Board of Internal Medicine and American Board of Addiction Medicine.